What's going on, everyone? So today I'm going to be making an Italian classic, chicken parm. It's one of my favorites and I'm looking forward to showing you how I do it. Let's get started. Okay, let's take a look at some of our ingredients. I got some spaghetti, some chicken breasts that I got from the store. Also going to be using an onion, some garlic, some fresh basil, some tomato paste, and 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes to make our own marinara. We also have fresh mozzarella and some Parmesan cheese. Okay, with the marinara sauce, we're going to start by adding some garlic to a pan with some olive oil and just slowly toasting that over medium-low heat. And once it becomes fragrant, we're going to add our onion that I've chopped up. Let that soften up. And to our onions, I'm going to add just a pinch of red pepper flakes. This is totally optional, but I think it works well for this sauce. Okay, once we've added our red pepper flakes, we're going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And that's going to act to thicken up our sauce. Got a good stir. And now we're going to add our 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Next, we're going to turn to our seasoning. I'm using a generic all-purpose seasoning, but you can use salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. So I'm just going to go under with that. Followed by some Italian seasoning. We're just going to mix all that together. And we want to let this simmer for as long as you have. Just want everything just to cook gently, slowly over low heat. Now, one last thing, some fresh basil. Okay, so while our sauce is cooking, we're going to turn our attention to our chicken. So I have 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and what I'm going to do is carefully slice through them to butterfly them. We're going to just cut these to more manageable slices, so you're just going to be gently thin. Okay, so the next thing I've done is I've taken our chicken cutlets, and what I'm going to do, I've taken it to a Ziploc bag, and all I'm going to do is just flatten it. If you've got a saucepan, you could use that. I've got this mallet, and we're just going to get it into even thickness. Okay, so once we have our chicken pounded out, we're going to season it. I'm using, again, some generic all-purpose seasoning, along with some Italian seasoning. Alright, so once we've seasoned our chicken, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer them to a plate and let them sit in the fridge so they can soak in all that seasoning. We'll come back to it after about 30 minutes. Alright, so let's turn our attention to our breading station for our chicken while it's sitting in the fridge. As you see, I've got some flour, some egg, and some panko breadcrumbs, and we're just going to add a couple things. The flour, I'm just going to add some all-purpose seasoning. I'm also going to be adding some Italian seasoning. And also some chicken bouillon powder. I got to the two eggs, I'm going to add about a quarter cup of milk. And to the panko, I'm going to add some all-purpose, just a little bit. And most importantly, some Parmesan cheese. This is chicken parm after all. Alright, so we've got our chicken and we're just gonna dip it into each station. First the flour. Shake that off. Then add to the eggs. And finally to the panko. And we're just going to set those aside while we get our oil up to temperature. Okay, so our oil is slowly coming up to temperature and we're going to go ahead and add our chicken. And we're just going to fry it for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so we've removed our chicken from the oil. We're just going to add a little bit of salt. Just a tad. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a small layer of Parmesan cheese. You're going to plate this sucker up. Always check to make sure your chicken is at 165 degrees. Next thing I'm going to do is add a small little layer of our marinara. Next thing we're going to do is add a layer of our mozzarella cheese. So I could melt this mozzarella cheese in the broiler, but why not waste this wonderful new blowtorch that I just got? Let's have some fun. Okay, so we plated everything up. Let's add a little bit more Parmesan for extra measure. And that, my friends, is a perfectly plated chicken parm. Man, I'm so excited about this, and I hope you guys give this a try, and I'll see you next time.